Aloha kako. Hello everybody. Today marks the 100th day of the Maunakea protectors standing at the access road. Today is October 12th, 2019, and just got to give a big celebration and big mahalo to everyone who has really dedicated any amount of time to being up on that Mauna. It takes a lot of effort and self-sacrifice to be in that position and to take a stand, be it a First Amendment right to gather when it comes to either U.S. code, or if it comes to what we'll learn about in the future is the Hawaiian Kingdom rights and how the illegal secession of the state has created this a multi-tiered situation of why we're on the Mauna in the first place. Whether if you agree with the Mauna protectors or not, there is an enormous history, and it's taken a long time to delve into the past couple decades of information, because all this started back in 1968, and people have been defending sacred land on the Mauna since that time, and it has come a long way of disrespect towards the land, having trash, dumping materials accidentally or intentionally. There's enormous political history in all this. Who has a jurisdiction to even say that the state has a right to lease that land on the mountaintop to the University of Hawaii? So with this huge history, we're going to chunk it down. We're going to go through a series of more videos that we can further go into what has happened and why it actually matters to you, regardless if you're on these islands or if you're on the continent of the United States or if you're in China or Africa or anywhere on this planet. Why does this matter? Now, it matters because there is an enormous history and web that we are all relating to in all this. We all have governments, we all have economy, we all have industry and corporations that are looking to grow and profit and create buildings, create infrastructure, control that infrastructure. Now, what is it that we're looking at doing is sharing the truth regarding all this. And as we go through step by step, we will cover those things. We will cover the corruption within the governments, the corruption within the media. Why are they linked? Who controls the media? Who owns it? Who are the corporations that are the controllers of the very infrastructure that are not going to report against themselves?
In terms of how you think about problem sets, when I was a cadet, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CI director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses.
We are here inside Reactor 4 at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant that was severely crippled during the earthquake and tsunami of 2011, leading to the country's worst nuclear disaster.
So we need to get to the core of truth, and I intend on having the conversations in order to do so. Right? We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk to the experts regarding the economy and what our options are to switch from a parasitical system to something that's a bit more constitutional and supports foundations of liberty. We're going to question sovereignty. What is it? What does it mean to be the sole authority of self? We're going to go over the different branches of all of this, and we're going to look at different facets. Mauna Kea is one large facet of all this, and there's a reason why the indigenous are if you want to call them that, the human beings who are connected to the land have been supporting the land for generation upon generation. Mauna Kea is nothing new. There was Standing Rock. There's the Havasupai people protecting from mining. There's the Apache protecting from mining. There's people in New Zealand that are protecting their mountains. Same with Japan. There's all over the world. And does this argument of science versus religion hold any weight? Or are we just being separated in our minds that we cannot be compassionate toward one another and see that we can choose to live in a society which is more nurturing toward the people, both in the infrastructure of all of our energy use, our economy, and our relations together within a governmental system even, to make sure that the lies stop, that the truth is known, and that we can move forward in a greater light with more knowledge and wisdom as a community, as a strength of a community, regardless of where your 2 feet are, to support yourself and your family and your neighbors, and then extend that to the rest of the world, and perhaps eventually to the rest of the stars. But right now, when we're considering having a TMT telescope on the Mauna, do we need to be going in that direction right now? And we're gonna question why. We're gonna question that together, as to, do we need a telescope right now to look up what is its function, what is its full function? Does it have military background? Well, TMT states on its website that there's no military involvement whatsoever. Now we can look and we can see that the technology that goes into this thing actually has military interest, not only from the developers of the universities on the continent, like Lincoln Labs, like Kirtland Air Force Base research of the adaptive optics. We're going to look into this, because all of these astrophysicists will tell you, maybe not all of them, but you'll see them say that science and military use is a two-way road, and it's always been that way. So we have to consider the development of a telescope for what function, and we have to look at the going on of our communities, the going on of our resources and our educational institutions and our self-sustainability as a community, again, wherever your 2 feet stand. And we're going to go into all that further. So thank you for taking the time. Again, my name is Daniel Smith, and we hope